Hey, what's up guys? Damien with DT Motorsports. We got a little project here. We're gonna put Warrior fenders. Well, this is hard on selfie. There we go. That's difficult. So we're gonna put Warrior fenders onto the old 225 behind me here. So I had an incident. We broke the fenders. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. Okay, so we broke them pretty bad. I mean, junk. You'll be seeing my mud flaps on eBay because they're perfect. Anyways, what happened was I had a backpack on the back here and a strap came undone, got sucked into the tire, and then ripped the backpack through my fender. Unfortunately, they don't make fenders for the 225, especially hard to get the baby blue ones. So we're gonna put these gray fenders on there because I didn't want dark blue. I'll put gray, then when I break the front, I'll get a gray front fender and we'll just slowly start changing things up here. The gray might match my discolored gas tank here. I do love the 225, one of my all-time favorite three-wheelers. They handle great, suspension sucks just like all the other 80s trikes. But anyways, they're an awesome little thing, dude. Just push button start. Mine always cracks right off, low hours. When it dies, I'm gonna juice her up. I might even throw a 350 motor in at some point. Not sure yet. Anyhow, I'm gonna see what it takes to put these on. I've seen pictures of them on a couple times. I already know we're gonna cut that battery box out. I'm just gonna make a video because I'm sure other people are having these problems. So what I was doing though is I was riding and I was all, and I did a wheelie and I went over a log that was about, I don't know, 16 inches tall. And I hopped over it like this, landed, kept going. I do it all the time riding up in the woods, but that time, unfortunately, the backpack came off. So let's take my seat off, see what we got going on here, and we'll try to put this on. We got her all stripped here. It's pretty cool because it looks like my original tool bag is gonna also fit on the Warrior fender. Hopefully that part can stay. We only got 4 mounting points here. I didn't even take my rack off. This rack's pretty cobbled up. Somebody had done a very nasty repair job on this poor old girl. Looks like that side's broken. Right there. I should probably weld that up real quick. Yeah, I'll do that. And then, looking pretty close though, not too bad. Definitely we're gonna nip that battery box out and then we'll test fit. So let's consult the manual here. Okay. Yep. Oh, what do we got here? All right, so yeah, if somebody already cobbled it all together, just clean her up, weld it, and send it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we got the blue bomber all patched back together. A lot better welds than that guy. That I was just welding up some holes. That's why that's ugly. And it was cracked up here. And we added a mount for the exhaust. So this poor cobbled together old thing is back in action. I'm gonna throw some spray paint on there, and then we'll throw the fender on. Okay, so we got a hacksaw. Well, it's actually a PVC pipe saw. And then we got a razor knife. We got the battery box cut out. Once we're done cutting for final, we'll take a heat gun or a MAP gas torch and we'll get these edges rounded. It's like what I do on the 450 trikes when I cut fenders. I run full fenders on mine, but some of them we cut. Anyways, got this all painted. It's good for another 40 years. So let's test fit it. Well, this keeps on getting more fun. So yeah, that little tray, that don't fit. So no more tool bag. That'll go on eBay, I guess. I cut this chunk out of the old fender so that we could stencil it. I just measured off here forward on both sides to get the offset. So we're gonna drill all these holes out and then we should be able to bolt this on and go from there. I have a feeling we're gonna have to cut some of that stuff on the front to drop the fender all the way so it'll latch up there. Okay, for all of those wondering, what does this take? All right, we had to cut all of that out and then, you know, you wanna get the edges after, re-round them up. So keep in mind, this is my beater trike, so I'm not really doing as nice of a job as I could or should. I mean, I built some like really nice stuff, but this is my woods trike, so here we are. This is my first attempt also, so I'm just hacking as I go. But I got it to fit with the seat like this. So there's gonna be the two holes for mounting. And then there's gonna be, you gotta elongate these so the seat can latch. The seat's gonna latch right there. You're gonna be about an inch back right here from the side shrouds. I'll show you that in a little bit. I'm gonna add some holes so that we can add some intermediate zip ties. I'm gonna zip tie the middle there, and then probably the side pieces. And then we're gonna cut the original fender mounts. We're gonna cut them and bolt this part on and this part on, then weld a piece of flat bar. And then we'll paint those and call it a day. So this is not a simple swap by any means. All right, so we got this bolted down. At this point, you're gonna wanna drill holes right here. And what we're gonna do is zip tie that down, and I'll show you why here in a second. And then after you zip tie that, then we can adjust and make the mounts. You're gonna need a welder for that part. I already got started on one side. So I cut them halfway. There's the other side. And then you're still gonna put the original part on, and then you're gonna attach the other piece on the back, and then you're gonna run a piece going up. And then once that's zip tied, then you're gonna pull out on it, and it's gonna set the gap right there. Okay, so we bent this one, so then when I bolt it on here, like the other one, it's not gonna hit the fender. And then we made two of these. You might ask what these are. So these 3/16 aluminum flat bar, 1/4 inch hole, offset, you know, I just kind of centered it via the room that we had here. And then you want to round the edges. So this isn't looking too hot right there. See how it's inset? So this is where an old mount was for the fender. So if you bolt this right there, bam, look. Now it's flush. So we're gonna put one of those on each side. That's gonna hold the fender where it needs to be, and then we'll set how we want these to look, and then we'll weld the fender brace. We got lots of clearance. Then we're all done and sporty looking. All right, so I put some blue Loctite on that so that we're not gonna lose that while we're riding. Look at how that lines up now. I mean, you got this gap, but nothing we could do about that. If you try to rail these this way, it won't work, and then this will be uncovered, so. Close enough though. Anyways, look at that versus that. So yeah, that's a big deal to put those on. Okay, this was quite the little project. Before I put the seat on them, we'll do the final reveal. Let's go over a couple things. So you cut along that whole entire line all the way out. Leave these sections so that you can do that, because otherwise you have no mid fender support. So you want to do that, cut that, and then we're going to cut that, and then add those two holes. We're going to make a mount on each side for the fender stay, because it's drastically different than where it was stock. Then we add these mid mounts. Those hold it out. You could put a pry bar behind and adjust how far out, or push it in, bend them. And then I put a 5/16 hole through there. Then I put a push rivet, like off of a Polaris Razor. I got hundreds of them. So, same thing on this side. This mount's a little different, the side's a little different. You're gonna wanna make sure you're off the exhaust there. But yeah, these are just bent because they're old. But that's how you do it right there. Let's put the seat on. All right, here it is. Definitely a lot more sporty looking with these fenders. I wish they were baby blue, but gunmetal gray isn't bad. They're not blue, but they will do. Look at that though. That looks way more like a sport machine. I'll get a gunmetal gray front fender at some point when I break that one. It'll also be a sportier fender, maybe a TRI Z fender. It'll look pretty cool. The rack, I'm gonna cut and do that tomorrow. This turned into a 2 to 3 hour project. I was not anticipating that. So here it is, folks. Warrior fenders on a 225.